been a part of my life for 64 years, and I love it.
Sacred Heart Catholic Church has been a historic building in the Toledo area. Now it will be closing its doors just like Good Shepherd in 2015. Construction of the original Sacred Heart Church was 1883, but didn't receive parish status until 1885 and is one of the original 25 Catholic churches in the diocese. After this closing, there are still 13 of the originals left. Starting off with 114 families and growing, the parish needed to expand. On February 20th, 1900, a fire destroyed the original church, but construction began the following May on the current church we recognize today. It was finished around Christmas 1906. Throughout the years, the church has gone through renovations, restoration, and refurbishment, including the stained glass windows ordered in 1914 from Munich, Germany, but were delayed because of World War I and didn't come overseas until 1922. In later years, by 1950, 714 families and 2,299 parishioners were enrolled, including my mother's family going back 5 generations. It wasn't until the 1960s many changes of the church was taking place as a result of Vatican II. The 1960s and 70s saw many changes, including the placement of the altar, communion rail was removed, and Saints Peter and Paul were moved to the vestibule. On May 18th, 1975, at 12:30 a.m., the church was struck again by another fire. The fire destroyed the organ, the pipes, 2 art glass windows had to be replaced, and there was severe damage throughout the church. More renovation and restoration still happened through the 80s, but the church was running into problems. Even with all the repairs and remodeling, the church faced severe priest shortages, decline in families and parishioners. In 1997, Sacred Heart merged with St. Stephen's, Holy Rosary, and other East Toledo churches. Now that merge will be left to only 2 churches, St. Stephen's and St. Thomas Aquinas. I, my family, and other parishioners are sad and devastated to see this parish go. I talked to a longtime parishioner, Mike Snyder, who does a lot for Sacred Heart Church. He is devastated by what is going to happen to the church. Here's what he has to say.
It hurts me very much because it's such a beautiful church. If you look at all the stained glass windows, as I do more looking at some of the books of the church, I see things in here that has stood out here for a long, long time. Finally realize what some of it is. That's pretty much my feeling to the church. I hate to see it go.
We are sad and devastated what the diocese and what the bishop has decided to do. The doors will close January 6, 2024, after the Epiphany Mass.
It's going to be tough. I hope it stands for another 100 years.
The legacy here at Sacred Heart will carry on through the families, community that have been with this church, have grown in this church. We hope not to see any more churches fall like this beautiful one here. We ask that people would just be involved in their churches, involved in the community, so we don't see beautiful churches like this come down. This video will be in memory of my great-grandmother who loved the church and did so much. It is sad and depressing, but we will still live on, and we should not see history being destroyed or taken down. History should be saved, preserved, and buildings should be preserved to the best of their ability.